Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's Intentional Marketing Momentum Gathering. I'm Catherine Morales, and I'm the founder and owner of Inflection Point Communications. Um, I'm excited for you to share in this moment with me as we discuss how to unlock your big idea in your business. Now, I'm kicking us off today because this is actually a new idea of mine. I began this intentional marketing momentum gathering several years ago and hosting it in person at times pre COVID and hosting it online virtually through a Zoom room. But for the first time, I am actually hosting it here today on LinkedIn Live. That's how you're finding me. My intentions were to actually be able to share this with more entrepreneurs, and to I'm excited to do that, and to allow business owners to explore this. It will live, in a replay um, where people can find it. But if you are able to join us live, that's great. This is a signature style event. It's study hall style. We will talk about business and marketing, and it is designed to provide um, guidance for you, direction, and reflective questions that we don't often get the moments to contemplate as business owners. This is the right moment to give you momentum in your business. There is additional support that I will provide. Throughout our time together, I will be um, able to answer your questions. You can post a comment or ask a question in the event comment section, and I'll do my best to reply to those within the live event. Um, again, this event is designed as a marketing study hall. Um, it is a new concept. It's not your typical webinar. What I do is, I facilitate the conversation. I guide you through whatever the topic is, which today is unlocking your big idea, which hopefully is something you're doing often. But I will be sharing details on a formula for how you can do that today. There will be intentional quiet time. These are actually the moments that I'm able to respond to questions that are specific about your business. And it is a time, above all else, for you to focus, reflect, and ponder important questions and ideas for your business. Um, so, because this is the intentional marketing momentum gathering, we want to begin by getting in touch with your intention. So, you came here for a reason. You're tuning in because something has brought you to this topic, right? Unlocking the big idea. But what specifically um, is bringing you here? What's your intention for today's gathering? Is it, what do you hope to gain, feel, or do as a result of today's marketing momentum gathering? So take a moment to jot that down. You'll want to have something to write on, journal, sheet of paper. You want something to capture your thoughts and answers to these questions as we work through today's topic. And just remember that every great fire starts with a spark. So you have a big idea. Congratulations. But how long have you been sitting on that idea? And where does it live now? Is it on your phone in the notes section? Is it on sticky notes but around your computer? Or is it just ruminating in your mind over and over? I imagine that whatever idea you are coming here today to explore has been with you for some period of time. So today is all about moving on it. That is what we're going to bring attention to it today, and our objective is to help you move it forward with momentum. So, what does my idea formula look like? I'm going to share it with you here, but then we will spend our time walking through it together. So, step one is ignite. Yes, of course, if we have a spark, we need to ignite it. So each new idea is like a light or a spark that lives inside of you. And we must first ignite that light. Then you design it. And, think like an artist would mold clay. We start to give shape, color, context, feeling to your idea. And what happens after the ignite and design phase is we move from what's inside in your head and your notes, like something that only you know. We begin to move it outside to the surface, to the exterior, so others know about it. And that's why the third step is experience. So we have to try it out, right? For ourselves, we have to allow others to experience it. So that is step three. And then the final step is to activate it. Activate that idea, let it live, breathe, and grow. So this is the formula, my formula for helping you to gain your marketing momentum in building this idea and launching. So let's talk through the details. You heard it. Step number one is ignite. So you want to decide which idea you're ready to ignite. Hopefully, you have one in mind, or if you have a couple, you want to decide on one now. As entrepreneurs and business owners, we tend to have a lot of ideas, right? There's no end to new ideas. But hopefully there's just one that you can focus on today. And if there's any guidance I can provide on that, I would say it's the one that's most exciting to you, and literally it may feel like it's been burning and brewing inside, right? So it's ready to come out. So I want you to locate it, maybe literally, like in which sticky note or what note on your phone. I want you to locate it. And I want you to take note of it, define it. If you haven't named it, like give it a name so that it begins to take on a life, right? Um, and spend a moment just examining the notes that you have, the note, the sticky, the thought in your mind. Just take a moment to examine it, jot down a few further notes that come to mind. And the next thing is to really look at, what is it exactly? Is it a product or a service for your business? Is it a new initiative? Or what else, could it possibly be, but related to your business? What are the details? Just whatever comes to mind right now, I want you to jot that down. This is our starting place. So the next thing you'll want to do is think about where this idea started. Um, every thought begins before thought begin is intention, right? So begins with an intention or an inspiration. So who, what, or where was your inspiration for this idea? Was it a person? Was it a place, a thing, an event, an emotion, or perhaps an experience? Really get in touch with that now. Starting here at the roots is what really gives your idea meaning, especially first and foremost for you. Next, you'll want to consider the now. So, is this the right time for this idea? Um, if so, why? And if not, when? When will be the right time? I want you to be as specific and contemplative about this as you can. And the last point to consider here is what other factors you need to consider. So, are the conditions right for you and your business right now? In addition to the time, we also have to think about, what are the costs or the funds that you'll need to launch this idea? And beyond money, really the efforts and energy you will need to put into it, or perhaps others in your business. Um, think about that spend as well. These factors really matter. So this is one of those moments I'm going to give you the the quiet time to, um, jot down your notes further here, just a minute or two of quiet, and I will be checking comments and happy to answer any that you have in this moment. So I'll just give you a couple minutes. Okay, just one more minute to jot down your thoughts here. This is really laying the foundation for your idea. Okay, let's get underway with step number two. Give me a moment here. So, step two, if you recall, is design. So, what will it look like? I mentioned just like an artist would mold clay, I want you to imagine that your idea is a mass and we need to give it shape, we need to give it color and feeling too. So, think about what you'll need. Like an artist, what supplies would you need? What knowledge, skills, or perhaps even guts and courage do you need? Name it, list it, and know it. Next, you'll want to think about alignment. Alignment is key. So, how does this idea align with your brand? What specific values or vision does it complement in your business? Okay, where would it live within your business? Whether that's a department, a service, or product line. Um, really think about which umbrella this would fit under this idea. And maybe it's actually a new extension to your business. You're adding another, leg to the stool or arm, if you will. Um, some ideas, especially big ones, tend to do that. And take this moment to really build on the notes you have. Really start to put together an outline or a sketch of it, if you will. Add to that current description based on this information. Put in some details, add a timeline, and specific actions that you might take. Again, I'm going to give you a couple minutes to reflect on the design part. Of course, if a couple minutes isn't enough for you, this is designed to get the wheels moving, the momentum. But you can always come back to the replay and spend more time with it if you need it. Again, if there's any questions, feel free to pop those into the comments for the event. I'll be reviewing those. And just another minute here to take a look at alignment, the design, the feel of your big idea. So what we're going to do here next is, as I said, we're going to begin to move this, and don't be nervous, but we're going to move it from the inside to the out, at least taking a look at that. Um, so that's why step three is going to be about, there we go. Oh, nope, wrong way. There we go. Experience. So, I think what good is the work we've done up until now if it's just going to stay on that sheet of paper? Um, it needs to be experienced by yourself and others. So release yourself now from all the things that might be bubbling up in this moment. The imposter syndrome, famous imposter syndrome, the fears, the doubts, the expectations you place on yourself, um, and the concerns you might have. In reality, it's not yet going to be out there, but this is all about, again, moving it from a moment to the momentum of moving forward. So release that now and begin to uh, move forward and consider, is this an idea that can be tested? Does it need to be tested? Famously, technology companies will create beta tests. You can create a beta group or think about a test run, if you will. Or you could also test it through an early adopters incentive. So those that sign on early for whatever you're launching, this idea, receive a discount or a special incentive or bonus for doing so. Uh, is further research needed before that time? There's great benefit from further insights that you may gain, whether that is, a formal interview call that you schedule or, informal calls with current clients or customers. There's value in gaining their thoughts and opinions, especially if it's an idea that you want to engage with them on. You may look to create a survey, especially if it's people on your email list or some prospects or past clients. I always say that the first step to any successful communications plan will begin with research. So beyond the research, you're probably already thinking about the who. So there's going to be people who that are involved in the sample, if you will. Um, but who should or could be involved as you begin to breathe life into this idea, breathe life into your flame, because you know that this idea is now beyond the spark. We have a flame; it's starting to take life. Um, so who do you want to who do you want or need to be near and or in the know of what is beginning? What is this flame that's starting? You're building something here, so who needs to be in the know, and who do you want by that flame? This, of course, hopefully will include your supporters, the close group, your friends, your family. I'm sure they would enjoy knowing about what you're building in your business. And of course, they are your first and foremost supporters. You can also think about your past or current clients and customers. You want to think about partners, vendors, and prospects potentially. Be as specific as you can because there's no such thing as a any or everyone who. You really need to name the audience, identify them. And think about what needs to happen for you. What needs to happen for you to give this idea the green light, the go? And of course, what needs to happen for them? Hopefully, there is some alignment there because alignment is crucial for successful communications and initiatives. So, again, take a couple minutes here. I know I'm throwing these questions at you. That's the design of the events, but now is the moment to ponder and to reflect on these. Okay, just another 30 seconds or so to think about this. Hopefully, you're already feeling that you're maximizing your time and that momentum is building in this moment. Okay, so our last step here is step number 4, and it's all about activation. It is time to activate your big idea. It's time to let it go so that it can grow. The fire is building, and we've gone from the spark to the flame to the fire now. This fire is building. It's something now because it's a fire that you need to spread the word about. So, as you consider that, what will you say? We must remember the roots. We must remember the spark. Sharing a story, beyond the what of your idea, is a great place to start. People connect with story. So reflect back on that first step, the ignite step, and see where the spark started. Think about the why and your inspiration. So really get in touch with that. And does it make sense for you to share a version of this story externally with your audiences? Is it appropriate to share? Sometimes these things are just for us to know and not to be shared. As an authentic brand strategist, I have to mention that authenticity is of course very magnetic. You see it, we feel it when we see people vulnerably share a truth about themselves. Um, but it's also important to know that it can be a slippery slope, um, without any consideration. So the truth is that authenticity lives in connection with who you're seeking to share it with. Like when you share it to be like from the get go, like, um, there is an intention there of sharing out. Sometimes it's just for you to hear, and that doesn't need to go on social media. So consider that as you think about what you'll say. Make it authentic, make it true, and vulnerability is good, but make it connect with the audience. Make sure it connects with the audience. Um, the next point is then considering how you will communicate it. So, how will you share this story or message about your idea? Important thing to think about here is the channels that you'll use. So there's a trick to remembering the channels that I will introduce you to. It is called peso. So the P stands for paid. So that is advertising and paid media. The E in peso is for earned. This is the unpaid media, the interviews, the podcast interviews, something that you earn through another third party. The S in peso is for social. And I doubt that I have to explain what the social is since we're here on LinkedIn Live, but is of course social channels. And lastly, the O stands for owned. So this is the channels that you own in your business. So it can be, of course, your website, maybe a blog on your site, your email list, any other channels that you fully own. You may have a page or a group on a social channel, but you do not own that channel because it is through a third party. So really think about, you know, how you'll communicate it via the channels. The next thing is what you'll share or deliver. So here you want to think about the mediums that you'll use to define this idea. So once you know the channels, what are you sharing or delivering? Is it a talk, a text, an email, an event, video, live stream? Likely going to be more than one of those, but start to again give more shape and specific definitions to this idea. Um, think about what will also be in there. So, like if it is a video, if it is an email, what's going to be in there? Um, a lot of people will call this the bait. You've heard like clickbait and all that. The word I like to use is marshmallows because I want it's sweet for both you and who's receiving it, right? And if you think about how you invite someone to your fire, you would hand them a marshmallow that they put on a stick and come and sit and listen to the stories around your fire. So I think that concept is much more appealing. And really, it puts you in touch with what are you offering to invite people to your fire, to engage with your idea. Um, And because it's always important to begin with the end in mind, these last two questions will take us there. So, what does success look like for you? What will equal success? I find that there is no universal definition of what success looks like in business. It is a highly personal measure of what is most valuable and meaningful for you. So get clear on that because it will matter for every effort that you put into this. Then you'll want to consider what effect you wish to make as a result of this. So, um, what will change or become better because of this activation of your big idea? I want you to see it, believe it, and own it. Owning it is the most important thought. This is about gaining confidence in this idea. The thing that happens, you'll find, is that before you know it, when you can fully own it and believe in it, before you know it, the interesting thing is that you become the inspiration. And, you may know about some, or you may see some people being inspired, they may tell you. But others, you may never know the inspiration that you are giving to others. But what you must know and believe is the power of activating your big ideas. It will touch one to many others. And that is a universal why and why you should do it. But I think personally it's very exciting to come from an idea that you started with the spark and who gave that inspiration, what gave that inspiration, and it's maybe outside of you or something that you experienced to the full circle, which is now you're in launching this idea, you become the inspiration. So um, take a moment with this, another couple minutes, and capture your thoughts. We're covering a lot here. We've gone from a spark to a fire. So before I close out, just take another couple minutes here, and I will respond to your. Okay, just another few minutes or few seconds. Okay. So let's revisit the idea formula that we just walked through step by step. We have ignite your light, the spark of an idea, design it and give it shape, move it from inside of you, in your mind, in your heart, to the out, and add the experience for you, for others. You know, you can think you're the artist or the chef, give people a taste of it. It needs to gain life and momentum. And from that, you can begin to activate it. I'm confident that today's event has started to give you this momentum to activate your big idea. So I want to thank you for giving this time to this event and give you an exclusive special for spending this powerful pondering moment with me. So whether you're watching live or you're catching the replay later, what I want to offer you is, all you need to do is just message me here on LinkedIn at Authentic Brand Strategist. But what I want to offer you is if you are interested in further PR, communications, and marketing guidance to help you activate this big idea, um, just contact me and there is a special waiting for you that may just be the key that you're looking for to unlock that lock, right? And as I always do with these events, we're going to reflect back, look at that intention that you set at the beginning, and did you gain or feel or do what you set out to do in this time together? What is your marketing momentum? Get in touch with that. And I want to invite you to share your marketing momentum and or to share this recording with this hashtag, my marketing momentum. For doing so, there will be surprise rewards and shout outs from myself and Inflection Point Communications. And now I will leave you with this. The mind, once stretched by a new idea never regains its original dimensions. It's my hope that this event has given your big idea a good stretch. Lift off that page and start moving with momentum to make an impact. Thank you again for being here for the Intentional Marketing Momentum Gathering, the first one, my big idea, to put it on LinkedIn Live, unlocking your big idea. I hope you will connect with me here on LinkedIn at Authentic Brand Strategist, as well as on Instagram and YouTube. And remember to share your thoughts, this recording, with My Marketing Momentum for special rewards and shout outs. Thank you so much. See you next time.